Joe. You feel like you might smoke. I slam it down and make sure it's broke. Because I won't let nobody press up and mess up the speaker I set. Like to stand in the crowd and watch people wonder, damn. They think about it, then they understand. I'm just an addict, addicted to music. What's up? Well, you got a lot of noise. Little Eric being Rakim. Man, he's so cold. He's so cold. If you don't know, you don't know, man. But he probably one of the greatest MCs ever. Rakim. There's some good. Even his new stuff is nice. I got some real nice stuff from him. But hey, what's up? Trade line is done. It's been a little while. I think we talked the day of the Luka AD trade. Still, I think, man, there's so many conspiracy theories and things going on around that trade. But we're gonna give it one last shot. We're gonna talk about it. But I think what it boils down to is this. Here's what we know for facts. Dallas saves $345 million. That's a fact. Dallas, Nico, they did not go out and talk to a lot of teams. They went after AD, and apparently, more you hear, they've been talking for a few weeks. We know that the owners of the Dallas Mavericks, not Mark Cuban, he sold his majority stake. The owners are in the casino business. They own the Sands. They've bought land in Dallas, and so is Mark Cuban, because everybody's hoping legislation is going to pass gambling to become legal in Texas, right? All right, so that's one. So we got that. We know that. Those are facts. The reasons why, we will never know. We'll never know. Luka drinking beer. Luka out of shape. AD wanted a big man. Was LeBron tired of AD? Speculation, we'll never know. All we know now is number 77 is in LA. AD is in Dallas. Are both teams better? It's 50-50. I don't know. I go back and forth. You getting a generational talent in Luka in LA. You know I love that part. I just, I got my own problems with LA right now, so I'm just going to leave it alone. Can Luka and LeBron play together? Yeah, they can play together. How effective are they going to be? Who knows, right? They both play kind of the same. You got to think that the ball will be primarily in Luka's hands. LeBron will, play off the ball a little more, pick and roll, post up maybe. Who knows? AD, he gets what he wants. He's playing next to Gafford. He gets to play the 4. He's got a 3. He's got a 2. He's got a 1. Can Dallas move the needle? I think they can. Can they get to the chip? I think they have a possibility. They are the defending Western Conference champs. We kind of forget about that through all of this. We forget about that. Now the makeup is a little different. Can the Lakers get there? I've been going back and forth for this. I'm just going to succumb and say yes, so everybody be happy. My heart says no, but maybe with Luka, they rejuvenated. They made some moves. They added this kid, Mark Williams, from the Hornets. I hadn't really paid attention to him. The only person watching the Hornets is now. It'll be different. I will watch him a little more, but it's mellow. But I guess the kid got a 9'9" wingspan. That's touching the rim on your tippy toes, which is larger, taller, longer, whatever you want to say, than Wemby. He averaging like 16-10. So decent. I've heard mixed things, consistency, but we'll see. I thought they might have tried to rely on Jackson Hayes. I know Christian Wood's been out, but they went after this guy. But what hurt me was they gave up Connect. And if you know me, I'm a big Cam Reddish fan, and I've been wanting to see Cam excel for a long time, and it ain't happening, but I still want to see him be a star, man. Not a superstar, but I just want to see, at this point, I just want to see him be a double-digit scorer, man. He plays. You can see the talent level. It just hasn't come together. So, Connect playing next to Melo, though, So that's going to be real exciting because I really think Connect is going to get a lot of minutes. We might see him climb up that rookie ladder very fast. Very fast. So hopefully Connect can go down there and get his money on. So we're going to see how this plays out. They don't play together they don't play each other till April 9th. So that's when we'll really get to see. By this time, they've had a month to play together. They've figured each other out. And we'll see. So that's all I'm going to say about that trade. It's done. It's over with. You know, the Lakers are always known to get a superstar. They got a superstar. Oh, yeah, we back to the Yingling, man. I like the Yingling. There were some other trades. Not all of them were as big, potentially impactful as this one. Jimmy to the Warriors. So this went through Wednesday. On Monday, Jimmy said he didn't want to go. So I guess the Warriors doubled down, and so did Pat Riley. They were like, we want Jimmy. Pat Riley, I guess he said, you can have him, but it's going to cost you. And boy, did it cost him. They gave up Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, and a 2025 protected top 10 pick. Man, that's a lot. I'm sorry. That's a lot for Jimmy. And I'm a Jimmy fan. They gave up a lot for what? You're in the 11th spot. You could have a decent lineup. So now your lineup looks like this. Draymond, Jimmy, Steph, Buddy Hield, and Podrimski. That's Porzingis. I didn't combine names. Podrimski. So good lineup. You have no bench depth. None whatsoever. You got two shooters. So you think about Clay, Buddy's been playing well. Jimmy's going to bring the defensive intensity. And Jimmy got 2 years, $111 million. He declined his player option, signed a 2-year, $111 million deal. So Jimmy gets $50 million out of this. So we get 2 more years of Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy Buckets, we know if they get to the playoffs, you're going to get Jimmy. With Jimmy and Draymond, you got a couple of dogs. I like that. You got to get to the playoffs. They're in the 11th spot right now. But I think there's something going on, man. Steph's numbers are down, and it ain't all. The biggest change is Clay not being in the lineup. Like, I expected with this team, Steph to be averaging 30. Maybe he's just not that selfish of a player. He's not looking for his shots. His shot numbers are down. But I would think with this lineup, he should be just chucking the ball up there, man. You got to get shots up. You got to score. The Warriors have decent defense, but they can't score. Like they had a +0, minus 0.03 or something like that. Plus minus defense, defense plus minus. They can't score, and I'm looking for Steph to kind of up that. Even with Jimmy, Steph needs to be at 27, 28 points a game for this team to even have an inkling of making any noise. If he keeps playing around, averaging 21, 22 points a game, nothing's gonna happen. This needle not moving because Jimmy's not going to be a 30-point a game guy a night right now. Not gonna happen. So this trade, it happened. Does it move the needle in the Western Conference? No. Does it make them a contender? No. It does create a problem next year because you got to sign. Lord, what's the boy's name? Kuminga. You got to sign Kuminga. Now, that's going to cost you. It's going to put you way over salary cap. For what? Right? What are you really getting out of this? So, I don't know. We'll see. D Fox to San Antonio. That's where he wanted to go. So, you thought the AD and Luka trade was giving a little power back to the owners. But outside of that trade, everything was business as usual. I won't say Jimmy forced his way out. Well, he did force his way out. But Pat Riley, as the owner, he got a lot. So, that's kind of a wash. D Fox got what he wanted. He just said, I wanted to go to San Antonio. And you know what? Maybe that's the franchise being respectful, because I'm going to tell you who they did, and we'll talk about Chris Middleton. Maybe the franchise was respectful and gave him his wish. They got him down to San Antonio. They got Zach LaVine out of this in the 3-way trade, which I like. They got a good little lineup in Sacramento now with Zach LaVine, Sabonis, Murray, DeRozan, Malik Monk. They got a good AAU team. Like, they can get some points up on the board. But Fox to San Antonio, San Antonio is set for the future now, right? You got Wemby, you got Fox, you got Castle. They did this without getting rid of Castle. That was key. They didn't lose him. So I think they're in a good place. So we can see San Antonio on the rise. Sacramento, who knows? I don't know how that's. Who knows? You know, you got DeRozan and Zach LaVine back together. I really just thought about that. They're back together again, right? So I don't know. But I tell you what did happen in Chicago. Zoe got a 2-year extension, 2 years, $20 million. Right now, Zoe coming off 2 years of not playing knee surgeries. He's been playing a lot, playing well. Zoe got it. So I'm happy Zoe is back. He locked in. I wanted to see him traded somewhere nice, but you know what? I'll take it. Happy for you. DJC, we kept him around. You lost Zach, you kept Zoe. Yeah, outside of that, the Bulls, not a lot of movement. But they got guards. So hopefully we'll see what happens. The young guys coming along, their recruit, number 1 pick, their top draft pick. So then you had that. So we're going to go 2 extremes. So D Fox, the organization, the Kings took care of D Fox, did what they want. A little disappointed in the Milwaukee Bucks, man. Chris Middleton deserves better. Y'all shipped his ass, and maybe he'll do a buyout. You shipped that man to Washington, man. Washington, worst franchise in the league right now. Like, absolutely terrible, man. But they freed Kuz, man, and we're about to see a show. I like Kuz in Milwaukee. One, he gives you another wing. And I give you a common theme in this draft. Wings were in high demand, man. There are a lot of 6'7", 6'8" guys that were in high demand because that's kind of the glue to your team, right? You need that guy that can defend, put it on the ground, score a bucket, step back, shoot 3. These guys, Kuz, they also picked up, here's one that quietly went under the radar. They got Kevin Porter Jr. So they got 2 wings that can score, both at their peaks of 20. Even before Kevin Porter got in a little trouble, he was averaging 20 a game down there in Houston. So he's a bucket. We know Kuz is a bucket. Hopefully this gets him back going, and both of them going to get easy shots with Dame on one side, Giannis driving through the lane, Brooke out there. Easy money. Easy money for both of them. So this was a trade that I think quietly moved the needle for Milwaukee. They are about 4 or 5 games behind the Knicks. They got a lot of ground to close, but with this lineup, I think this is possible, right? The next move the Bucks should go for, though, because you still haven't filled the void of losing your point guard backup. So your point guards, period, when you lost Holiday and I'm just bad with names today, the Duke kid. So you lost both of them. So your backcourt hasn't been the same since. So go after Marcus Smart. That's who you need to get now. Get him out. He in Washington too. Get him out of Washington. Get Marcus Smart. Now you can you get a little more depth with him, Porter Jr., the kid that shoot the threes. Now you're in a better position to go make this run coming out the East. You still got to hit Boston, but I think with this squad you can compete because you got wings. You can play defense on Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So that's Milwaukee. The next, I'm going to get you a couple of trades. Then I'm going to end up with a trade that I think, outside of the Luka trade, this one probably impacts the playoffs and the championship makeup more than anything. But B.I. to the Raptors. Kind of crazy. B.I. is out of the Pelicans. Just a rough go for B.I., man. There was a point you thought B.I. was going to be a consummate all-star every year, and it just never panned out. He had one good year. But I think it's just the Pelicans is a franchise that's got a lot of drama, man. With Zion, they at one point you thought they had it all when he had Zoe, B.I., you had Zion, you had Holiday. Like it looked real good on paper. Now it's kind of, what do they do next now, right? Are you just going to try to do something around Zion? Then they also picked up Wiseman from Indiana. So they're up in Toronto now around with R.J. Barrett and the team. So, it's rough when you go up to Toronto and you don't have Kawhi because you may never win. You may not even see them. They don't get much TV time. Brogdon Bogdanovic. If you watch the Olympics, he was the one giving the look to Carmelo. But I like Bogdanovic. He went to the Clippers. the Clippers sent Terrence Mann and Bones Highland back to Atlanta. So Atlanta, and this ties into the trade that I think has the most impact out of everything. Terrence Mann and Bones Highland will end up replacing DeAndre Hunter. DeAndre Hunter went to the Cavs, and I'm gonna tell you why this is huge. Again, we talk about these wings that can score. Max Strus hasn't been, his production ain't there, but he's coming back slowly. But now you put him next to the bigs with Garland, with Mitchell. Max might find himself on the bench, coming off the bench, to be honest. Because you can put Mitchell back at the 2, you can put DeAndre at the 3, and then you got the bigs at the 4 and 5. That's a tough lineup, man. That really positions them to take a run at Boston, because you need guys that can chase around Tatum. Like, Tatum's too tall. He's too fast for the bigs. He's too big and strong for Donovan Mitchell and Garland. Now you got DeAndre Hunter. He solves that problem. He's the matchup with Tatum and Brown. And they have the matchups for Porzingis, right? Because they got 2 bigs that mobile and can move around. So this helps Cleveland. If that matchup were to happen, this helps Cleveland get over the hump and potentially beat Boston wherever they may land in the playoffs. Then here's the worst guy out of it. So there's always somebody that just gets shitted on in the trade. Dennis Schroeder, man. Dennis Schroeder been on a bad run for the last 3 to 4 years. Remember when he dropped the bag with LA? He thought he was worth more than what he was and ended up signing maybe a quarter of what he would have signed had he re-signed with LA. Well, this man has been on 4 teams in the last 24 hours. Probably you can count it 5 in the last month, but he was on the Warriors. He was involved in the trade, went to the Heat, then he went to the Jazz, and then the Jazz traded him to the Pistons. He'll probably get dropped. They don't need him. And somebody will pick him up, so we'll see where he lands. So he got it the worst. The one thing we didn't see throughout all of this was no KD movement. So there was a lot of talk what was going to happen. Bradley Beal said, you can't trade me. He turned down everything. He's like, nope, not happening. So with Bradley Beal saying no, Book is nobody's untouchable after we saw Luka, but Book is probably the most untouchable guy on that team. So they didn't touch Book. But they started talking about KD, and then the first thing come up is KD to the Warriors. So KD kind of shut that down and said no. Not going to the Warriors. Phoenix, so no KD trade. They did get rid of the center, and he's been fighting with Budenholzer. I thought LA would go after him, Nurkic. I thought LA would go after him, but LA didn't touch him. So they got rid of Nurkic. I think Nurkic ended up in Charlotte. I think he's with the Hornets. So where does Phoenix go? They just there, right? They got nothing. Like, it's not working. Where do they go next? I think they just got to fight it through. I don't know what the answer is, man. These super teams are tough. They either do work or they don't. And KD's been involved in a few now. He had success with the Warriors, but he hasn't had success since. It was a fiasco in New Jersey. It's a fiasco now in Phoenix. And I hate to say it, but this is going to tarnish his legacy. Like, he's going to always go down as a great one, but he will go down as he couldn't win without, stuff. It's just the reality of what it is. And he may not care. That's KD. That's KD. So anyway, so that was it. That's the trades. There was a lot of little stuff around, some draft picks here and there, some drops. But those were the ones that were kind of something. But with the Luka and AD, that kind of set the stage for everything, man. That one, we may not know the answer to that till one of those teams wins a championship. And if neither one of them win a championship, then it was all for nothing. LA still wins. In that case, LA wins because they have a superstar. But around the association, SGA is locking up his claim for MVP. He dropped another 50 piece. They left him in, though. They left him in. The game was over, and they left him in to get 50. Then they took him out. SGA drops another 50. That's 3 in the last 7 games. Michael Porter Jr. 2 back-to-back 30, 39, 36, 12 rebounds. He's shooting over like 55% in those couple of games, man. When he's shooting like this and playing the way he's been playing, Denver is hard to beat. And we'll talk a little bit about Denver with Russ out, but him picking up that slack, man, I really like Denver. I really like where they are. So we had the matchup for the best of the East. We talked about, the trade that the Cavs did, probably did it a day too late. Celtics beat them 112-105, but game got a little close late. Celtics took the foot off the gas. They had them down by like 20. But the key, and I keep saying this, for the Cavs to be a championship team, the big guys got to play every night. Mobley had 7 and 5. Unacceptable. On a big game like that, at a minimum, 10 and 10. At a minimum. That's all. At a minimum. That's my MVP, and it's not most valuable player from our consultants out there. You know what that MVP is. Then the big guy, Allen, had 17 and 15. Strus didn't do anything. Al Horford was big in the game. Al Horford going to be the key, man. He's probably the key to the Celtics winning the chip, because if it comes down to that matchup, Al's going to have to play a very big role in that, right? He's going to have a big role in that. And then I think Tatum, I was watching Tatum the other night. I talked about him last week. Like, you almost don't appreciate him, man. But Tatum was in his bag, man. Tatum can do whatever he wants on the basketball court. He's probably one of the best outside, next to SGA. When it comes down to just pure scoring, it's those two. Tatum's a better shooter. SGA has a better mid-range to get to the rim, but Tatum can just flat out do what he wants. And he's 6'9", 6'10", man. And he just flat out, and he makes it look so easy. But yeah, he's tough. Another good game, Nets Rockets. Rockets have lost 4 in a row, man, and I hope they're not hitting the wall and they don't make a turn for the worse. D-Lo back in New Jersey, hit a game winner. Sengun, 24 and 20. He an all-star. And now what, we 2 weeks out? 2 weeks out from the all-star game. So I like him. Embiid came back. Sixers got a win. Embiid had a triple-double. They beat the Mavs, but, the Mavs are going through it right now. But we're going to give the Mavs a few games. I think AD will play this weekend. I think we'll see everybody. Luka is back. Luka may play Friday. AD will play Saturday or today, Saturday, something like that. So we'll see. It was a good week. Nothing crazy. No high-scoring games. Outside of Memphis, averaging like 135 for the week. Denver put up 140 a couple of times. I'm not quite at my. Nobody's hit 150. I haven't seen my. I don't know if I'm gonna get my 300 game, but we're gonna keep trying. So we got through all of that. Now we always go. We get around that time. We're gonna talk about our best of the best. I'm going to start with the rookies. We're going to go rookies, teams, MVPs. So the rookies is been an interesting week. McCain, he's out. Castle, consistent. He had a good week, 11, 21, 10. I think his life is going to get better now. Even with Chris Paul there, I think with Fox there, you're going to see a lot of improvement. Just somebody playing a similar position. He's going to learn a lot from Fox. Carr is out right now. Alex Carr is out in Washington. I might just write him off. He's in Washington, man. That's a shit show down there. But Jalen Wells had a rough week. I'm going to keep him at number 2. Castle still 1. I'm going to keep him at 2. Carr is going to drop out to 5 just because he's hurt. Guess who's moving up to number 3? The big fella. Last week, Zach he had 3 double-doubles. He's up to averaging 10 and 8, probably with less than 20 minutes. He's averaging 14 and 13 over the last 3 games in 22 minutes. That's only in 22 minutes. So now I want to see if they feel that he's gotten to a place where they can continue playing him next to Jaren Jackson. So we'll see how this week goes, man. But if so, Zach is on the rise, man. If he continues this pace, he might get in the Rookie of the Year. So let's see how he continues. Number 4 is Zach down in Atlanta. You know what? Coming along, it's going to be a slow journey for him. A couple of 17-point games, then he has a 6-point game. So it's just learning the NBA. Hooping in America is different from playing overseas, man. it's a learning curve. So I think he'll get there. He'll be fine in the long run. But here's my guy. So we talked a little bit about the trade Connect down there in the Hornets. If Connect starts getting, if he becomes a starter down there, watch out, because he can put up points. And you put him the way they play and they just shoot, and he can shoot, he's going to rise up the rookie ladder very quickly. Very quickly. So I'm kind of excited to see him, man. If he can get the minutes playing next to Melo, that's going to be fun to watch. Now, for the second half of the season, our top 5 is not moving much. These guys are kind of where they are. OKC is 1. Chet will be back. Chet will be back tonight. Chet's coming back. You get him and Hardenstein. They got to figure it out. The one thing OKC does not have, they're missing, and Chet can shoot, but they don't have a knockdown shooter. Like, they got a lot of hoopers, but three-point shooting is not their forte, and you'll need some of it. You just need 1 or 2 guys that can just come in and shoot, right? Because you may get in one of those shootouts and you need a bucket or 2. But they won 3 in a row, 7 out of last 10. Right now, they are the best team. They're actually tied with Cleveland for the best winning percentage-wise. They're a game apart, 1 loss, but winning percentage, they're the same. Cleveland's at 2. Cleveland made this DeAndre Hunter trade is huge for them. So we really got to see how, if they go on one, they could easily go on 10, 15 game win streak. Well, once this lineup kicks in, because they defend. Now you just added another defender and a scorer. You could bring Strus off the bench, and maybe that'll just free him up to come in and get some buckets, get that stroke going. Pause. So we got to watch Cleveland now to see. I think it's real. I'm pretty sure it's real. It's just how far can they go? You still have to be, I know it's old saying, but you got to be battle tested, right? You got to get in there and win some games, get bumped around. Boston is just, they there, right? We know they're going to be in the mix. They're still the defending champion. They just knocked off Cleveland. So they're a few games behind. But like I said, it's going to, Al Horford being healthy, it's going to make all the difference. Porzingis stays healthy. Boston is going to be tough. They'll be right there. Memphis and the Knicks, they rounded out. Not sure if they're true contenders, but they're going to make some noise. The Knicks, I just don't see them. I know they brought in Cat, they got Bridges, but something's missing. They just don't seem like they have the same hunger intensity that they did last year. Maybe it's because Brunson is not, of course he had to defer a little bit. You got Cat in there, but maybe, I don't know. Something's not the same as it was last year. Even the Garden not rocking like it was last year when they were on their run. So we'll see. Memphis is just playing well, man. They can just score. They can outscore you. So we'll see. And they play good defense. They're 4th in the league in plus or minus. So let's keep watch. Houston's on the downslide. Like I say, I think we will see the Bucks climb back into this. I think the Bucks are going to make it back in pretty quickly, especially with those additions. Giannis at the MVP level. And then Denver. Russ is out right now, but fully healthy with Russ, Aaron Gordon, Bron, Porter, if he continues to play the way he's playing, you got to consider Denver. And I almost may see Denver. I think Dallas, even with this roster, I don't know if they have OKC's number, but Dallas has had OKC's number. But I could easily see Denver getting back to the championship, man. The way Joker's playing and the addition of Russ, I could see Denver going back to the finals. But that we'll see. We'll see. So there we are. Keep watch. Now the MVP race, I think it's over. I honestly, unless he gets hurt, I think it's locked up. And one is these things are by default, right? SGA is new, fresh face. He hasn't won it before. Joker's won it a couple times. Giannis has won it. So now it's time to give it to somebody else. You could continuously give it to those 2 guys over the next few years because they are 2 of the best in the game, right? But I think right now, man, SGA is the way his team is playing, the way he's playing. is kind of hard. I'd be surprised if he doesn't get it. It's a 3-man race, but to keep 5, I'm going to put in Tatum. And here, my 5th guy, we had him in there early in the season at 1. But I'm just, because everybody else is on losing teams after those 4, I'm going to bring AD back into the conversation. I think AD may go down here and clown. I think we may see something. He got some good guards. There's going to be spacing. Keep playing. This might be one of the, outside of the championship team, this could be one of the most talented teams AD has ever played on. Think about it. The time down there in the Pels, like they had a good team when Zoe and them were down there. The Lakers, outside of the championship team, the rest of the teams have been mediocre. This team is you got some good young talent. So let's see if AD turns a corner, they start winning, and we start talking about AD in the MVP race again. Even though at the bottom he won't win it, but even if he comes up, it comes up. So let's see. So, hey, there it is. Trade deadline is over. We get through next week. Then we're going to take a little all-star break. I'll probably do the same. We'll get through next week. We'll take an all-star break. Maybe do a little all-star. We're going to do an all-star review. Just talk about the all-star game, all-star weekend, and see, did we like it? Was it exciting? Or do we throw in the towel and we do some 3-on-3 or whatever. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to leave you with this one. I've been watching it a little bit. I haven't truly locked in, and I'm going to try to lock in. I recorded some of this Unrivaled. If you get a chance, watch it. It's full court 3-on-3 for the ladies league. And they making money. But as a part of their league, they're about to do this one-on-one tournament. And this is where I'm interested to see. So I'm pretty sure it's half court. But a one-on-one half court is, now you want to make the NBA All-Star Game exciting? Do that. Give me one-on-one. Give me Kevin Durant and LeBron out there one-on-one. Give me LaMelo with anybody. I don't care whoever. Tatum. Give me Tatum in a one-on-one. Tatum and KD one-on-one. Box office. But see, guys' pride won't do that, right? Because they don't want to lose. I bet you Cole would have played. Mike would have played. I want to see some guys step up. So that I may pitch that next year for the All-Star Game. Let's do a one-on-one tournament for the weekend. And maybe that's just it. That's the weekend, Saturday. King of the Hill. Isn't that the game? I think that's the name of the game. King of the Hill or something like that. Yeah, let's get a one-on-one. But anyway, watch Unrivaled. That's my shout out to the WNBA. And thanks again, y'all. Hey, let's catch up next week. It's been fun, man. It was a great trade session. It's gonna be interesting. Let's keep watching. See who wins. See who wins these trades. Hey, God bless, and I'll see y'all soon.